Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 10:20. I think it's roughly the same time as last night. But there was a problem, Houston, last night. The bloody that phone is like that all night. Pass no heed. The wire came out of the back of the Wi-Fi. I have no idea how. And I'm not, as you know, I'm not that tech savvy, but I've seen it was 97% uploaded and it balked. And I said, check your security system or something. I have no idea how to do that. So I went moseying around anyway and I looked at this, that and the other, and eventually I got it up, but to stroke a look, because otherwise I was bunched because I wouldn't be able to do it this morning either. We made a few pound today. I meant to play the recording of the race there and having it set up. It was a mighty race to watch. Not alone having it tipped up last week and backed, but the way the race developed, a young jockey, 17 years of age, he nearly got carried out twice. I wasn't afraid that he'd run out of puff, because last year he got impeded on the turn for home as a 6-year-old, and he was 18 pound better off. Like, he was carrying only 9 stone 11 today, so like there was no weight on his back hardly at all. But it was a great race to watch. I absolutely was in cloud cuckle and on the turn for home. I had the two of them. I had the reverse forecast. I paid nearly 96 quid. I added a few quid on it. And I said there was nothing coming behind, no more jumps, and just the two of them get safely home. Naturally, I wanted Ashtree Meadow to win. Authorised Art. Great ride from Danny Mullins as well. So it was a brilliant race to watch. We had 3 non-runners, I think, today, with the one in Redcar, or where was it? Redcar, wasn't it? And Winter Fog didn't run, and Belgo Prince didn't run. We had a couple of other winners as well. There was a big gamble on that joke of William Mullins' 15-8 last night. It was in as 4-6 today. I thought it finished up. Good battle with that other horse as well, of Elliott's Tag Boy, was it, or whatever, can't think. And Ross Collin won in. So we developed a trend the last few days. We got the last winner in Goodwood, and we also got, in a reverse forecast, we got the first and the third yesterday. We had the other one, and again today. My first pick yesterday was Lawn Kincha, and I just thought the other one had outstayed. No, it was staying on all right, but it was left for too much to do on the turn for home. You need to be a bit closer. But we'll get that again. That'll win a race. But anyway, oh yes, there's hello to Paul and Dave in Yorkshire, and to Martin Maher, he's new on the bus. Dimitri O'D from Charleville left a message today. Yes, he said, was I going to Charleville? Well, I'll be there on the 24th of August in the camper van, hopefully. Jabiz and Tracy, MB, and a shout out to Joe, Pat, Mike and Elizabeth. I met them in Ballinrobe races. They were heading to Galway today. Oh yeah, David Keenan, where are you? I have the strawberries ready. You know what you have to do. Only joking. David Keenan, I met him in the races in Leopardstown. He told me that if Ashtree Meadow won, that'd be plenty of custard in Galway. There was none from me the last time I was in it. But I had a scoop there a while ago when I was watching the race again. I might have another one before I go to bed, because I'll be in bed early tonight. I'll be out of out of Dodge early tomorrow, heading for Galway. Tomorrow, tricky as always, but there's a horse there that in Goodwood tomorrow. We have 3 bus horses in Goodwood tomorrow. By a bus horse is horses that won for us last time out for newcomers on the bus, and we always give them another loyalty chance. But there's soft ground and a step up and trip. There's a horse there at 16-1. Theory of Everything. And similar to that horse today that won at 18-1, and there was one at 40s, they can go through the ground. And it's important for heavy ground that you go through it. And I thought this done it well, and it was first time out in Doncaster. But he scooted through on heavy ground. That Magical Sunset today, that had won on heavy ground.
George is next in the field, then Major.
That's him in the purplish colours on the very right.
The final 2 furlongs. Overrule, Striking Star looks for room, goes between horses. Mr. Squires is right there, but right down the centre. Theory of Everything has bounded to the front. Theory of Everything sluicing in front here inside the furlong for Rab Havlin. Opens up by 3 to 4 in short time to Striking Star racing second, but this is over. Theory of Everything is scorching up towards the line and will go on to win on debut for John Gosden and Rab Havlin. Theory of Everything nicely back in second.
And it ran in Chester. I think we tipped it. Did I tip it up or did we back it? But it didn't. It didn't like running on the saucer. It shows that it was 7th of 7, but it was only beaten a few lengths, and he wasn't too busy on a James Doyle. The last day he was only beaten a couple of lengths as well in Yarmouth. Step up and trip, bad ground. I'm just going on that to paying 5 places. So it's the only one I could see in that at decent odds. We go on to the one. Or the 3 o'clock, the Gordon Stakes. A horse that won for us last time out in Roscommon, the Linnaban Stakes. Espionage. Moore likes his horse, and he said in an interview after the last year that Aidan O'Brien told him, get to Roscommon. You can see by the entries, he's entered in the Ledger, and a Group 1, 2 Group 1 and a Group 2, and it's a Group 3 tomorrow. And this was him in Roscommon. Got into a bit of a pocket, but he got out and he ran on very
just
well.
Outside the final quarter of a mile, Young Ireland from SARAQAEL. Kingswood makes ground on the outside, followed by Espionage, looking for an outing. Is Angel's Wrath and Imaginarium Serious Challenge, Jack Finbar and Vega Magnifico. They race to the final furlong. Young Ireland trying to fight them off one by one. Espionage is closing on the outside of Kingswood, followed by SARAQAEL, Jack Finbar and Angel's Wrath. Espionage strikes the front from Young Ireland as they run up to the finish. Espionage smart at 2 Wednesday. EBF Linnaban and Season third.
That was the first run this year. Come on for the run. Then in the big one tomorrow, the 3:35, a horse that has won 3 times for us, I think. Nashwa. I was saying the last time it won for us that we could back it for the Nassau, that we knew it was going there. It was 7-2 or 3-1 at the time. Won for us in France last year, and then won in Goodwood. It won the Nassau as well last year, Holly Doyle. So this was it the last year, winning.
Who's trying to find a way through. The racing now down inside the final quarter mile. Astral Bear about to be joined by the nose-banded Remarque. Nashwa coming through towards the inside. Looks a major player. Via Sistina's under pressure. Coppice out wider inside the final furlong. And Nashwa has strode on now. It's Nashwa by a good few lengths to Remarque. Then came Via Sistina and Astral Bone heading up towards the line. Nashwa gets right away to win. The foul mistakes impressively. Nashwa the...
Now the French Oak is a good joke for sure. Blue Rose Thin, but we have to stay loyal. It's money on shot. only beaten twice. Won 2 Group 1s, has 3 Group 1s won. But it has to travel over the English Channel, isn't it? So we're going to go with Nashwa. 9-4 there is 9-4 is a decent price, I thought. And then in if there's one I miss, I'll put it up in the morning. But I wanted to get these out of the way. There's a 5 furlong on soft ground. Oh, there's a couple with blazing speed in this. That Holcombe Bay had 6 furlongs at Doncaster the last time. It scooted out in front and it only was collared on the line by a couple of decent ones. And the speed in that Democracy Dilemma as well. But JM Jungle won for us the last day. It's a 6-1 shot there, so we'll come back at each way. And it ran with a bit of greenness the last day. It ran on soft ground before. It was third to Democracy Dilemma, actually, but I think we've improved since then, and Democracy Dilemma was carrying 9-4. It was giving us £5. What's the rate tomorrow? We're getting £7 actually. We're only beating the length and 3/4. They're over here. This is us here. We're in the green. 3 from the right.
The yellow and black Desperate Hero. Now the furlong pole. Desperate Hero, JM Jungle, Spirit of Applause and Squealer. This quartet battling it out, and now it is Spirit of Applause with JM Jungle in the green, hanging a little bit in the closing stages, but JM Jungle has got to the line in.
Done that the last couple of times, but if he gets out tomorrow, it's drawn near the rail. If the rail will keep him from going left, be coming the other direction tomorrow. The speedsters there might set it up for us, and at worst we'll get placed hopefully at 6-1. We actually could, I think it's between the three of them, a 2-3-10 small tri-cast combination, the 2 speeds, and will be the closer. Anyway, on to Galway to go. We'll start off with there's a couple of bus horses running here tomorrow as well, so you don't have to stay with them. We have Beginner's Chase there tomorrow. Now, it's a decent one as well, but that Joy Machin, or that beat Jungle Prose fairly well. But it's 2.5 miles, wasn't it? It is over hurdles. But Jungle Prose won 4 times for us last year, but it is one run over fences, and it was in Kilbeggan recently. It was in a mayor's Beginner's Chase, and there was Choice of Words within it, and it was a Nods On shot. A good rating. We're over here. But if there was another half a mile, we'd have got him. We're in 4th place there in the purple colours.
Hasn't had it easy, this long odds on favour. 2 in second, Will You Win? Jungle Prose runs on for pressure, and then comes Mousy Brown. Don't rule out Jungle Prose. Down towards the final fence. Will You Win? Trying to lay down the gauntlet to Choice of Words again. Choice of Words, 2 in second place, Will You Win? Jungle Prose needed to jump that better, and it's Choice of Words to Will You Win. Then comes Jungle Prose and Mousy Brown as they head for home. Choice of Words, Will You Win with one last lunge on Jungle Prose, and Choice of Words wasn't easy, made the backers sweat, but
she was closing well there to the line. Now, it took her a long time to get into a rhythm in that race. She was very iffy with the first few jumps, and like she jumped the last one solid, but to the landing gear that just wasn't out in time. Like with the 2 horse or the 2 fences in the dip there, if she's still on her legs and she jumps in and she's within a few lengths of anything at all, she'll storm up the hill, I'd imagine, with 2 miles 6.5. SARAQAEL is a big danger there as well, Willie's, but it's an each way bet there as well. Similarly, in the novice chase here, a horse that won for us a couple of times. I didn't tip it up the last time because it hadn't ran for a while. Is Solness, and it's 14-1 there. It will come on for the run. It was behind the favourite the last time, but now he scooted away all right. But to the 2 mile one in Killarney, the extra furlong and an uphill finish, and it hadn't ran from April, but it won impressively there. It was odds on both times, but we got it at odds against. So anyone that I didn't tip it up the last time because I knew that nothing was going forward right the last day. Only a 5-year-old. O'Brien's yard just isn't clicking. That's the only thing. But it's an each way bet there at 14-1. The 320. A horse that ran yesterday evening, and I'd said it was declared for tomorrow, and we might be collecting, and I think we will. It opened up 4-1 there a while ago. No More Porter. This is down in class. That was in the big race yesterday evening. It's in the orange cap coming around the turn for home.
Sorting Monarch picking up in the orange cap is No More Porter. Then Current Option on the outside is Corridor as they spin into the straight. A furlong and a half to go. And Dunham pokes to the front. On the inside is Cordovan, followed by, in the centre is Casanova with Blues Emperor. No More Porter down the outside. Coming to attack is Corridor. Well inside the final 150 yards. Bursting through is No More Porter. Corridor the near side. These two going to the line. Head to head, Corridor from No More Porter and Dunham.
Well, there might be Porter, you never know. But he's drawn in trap 1 tomorrow, which can be a bit of a danger if he missed the break. Adam Caffrey steps in for Powell was on him yesterday evening. Adam Caffrey has won a few races for us in the last 12 months as well. But the draw is suitable. It's down in class. I see David Loughnane bringing over a horse from England. But it's, I don't know, the ground be suitable for it. Soft ground 6th of 9. Lightly raised. But No More Porter isn't that long with Adrian McGuinness. 83, 5 off, it's 78. Yeah, that'll be the nap of the day tomorrow. If he needs a good break though. Still available at 3s there, but the market, it'll probably be still at 3s in the morning anyway. The fillies enlisted. I have to look at this, and I want to look at a couple of videos, and I'll do that when I get this up. Ray Beckett is sending over there that dandy allies. But it ran well enough the last day, but that we were on Lady Onyx that day, but that didn't frank the forum since or anything, so I want to have a look at that and look at a couple of things, and I'll have a selection. I'll put it up in the morning. With a novice hurl at 4:30, it's an intriguing contest. Encanto Bruno. We watched that a couple of times, winning last year. It was very impressive. Where was it? In Cartmel, wasn't it? Did he run in England? What Pat has course for him? Willie's. He has a couple in it. on a bumper last year. And then we head on to the big one tomorrow. I put up 2 in the anti-post last week. I put up today's winner, Ashtree Meadow, and I put up Jesse Evans at 20s at the time. See, his best price there, 14s now. It was fourth, so second in the race last year and fourth and the year before, and it's a 7-year-old. And 7-year-olds won it actually the last 2 years. No, it didn't. Tudor City won it last year. Previous year was a 7-year-old Soldier. Araman was 7, and Tudor City was a 7-year-old when he won it first in 2019. High weights does always fairly well in it, because even Soldier carried 11.10, Araman carried 11.10, and Charlotte carried 11.7. There was an 11 stone 5 winner there as well. This got a spin over on the flat, 2 spins to second to Party Central, and then it beat Tax for Max. We have a bus horse in it. Well, we have a few that way back before, but the favourite in it, Zarak the Brave. We were on it behind, without the favourite, went behind Lossiemouth. People remember that in Punchestown. And then we were on it when it ran the last day out in O'Teal, and it let us down. Gallimorceau won it, but a 4-year-old hasn't won this since the year 2000. That was Parigine, wasn't it? Parigino Diamond. Jim Cullity rode it. So 4-year-old hasn't won it. I'm still happy to go with Jesse Evans. And I think a horse that has been trained for it as well, when they're paying 6 places, is Party Central. Gordon Elliott. I know everything has been geared for this, but that actually bet Jesse Evans the last day in Bellionstown. Ran disappointingly in May down in Killarney. Well, we were on the winner. We didn't care about running it disappointing, because she could be anything. I think that's entered during the weekend. I don't know if they declared yet or Friday or not. Have to keep an eye. So there's me 2 against the field anyway. The main choice would be Jesse Evans. In the 540, a horse there that had in me tracker. He's Aghaboy. It's 11-1 there. Jamie Heffernan is a noteworthy booking for it. He didn't ride much this week. I wonder was he sick or suspended or something. But I backed it in a stole last year in a hurdle race, and went out in front that day, and it wasn't for catching. So it's hasn't ran on the flat for Willie since he left Kevin Prendergast. So rating of 66, paying 5 places. That was my selection in that race. And the bumper then, it's interesting that Willie is the favourite. It's interesting that Martin Brazel has Don't Stop the Music. That was down to run in Roscommon in a maiden hurdle there a couple of weeks ago. And there was a heap of money for the night before, and I had noted that, and I had said it, and I showed the video of when he was 8th to Dark Raven, beating a good bit in Leopardstown, but that was a right good, maiden hurdle. And going for a bumper, 2 miles 2, it's 35-1 there was, now, it could be pulled out. I don't know what the reason was for the last day for being pulled out. But at that price, If it stayed in it, there was a bit of money for it. Just keep an eye on it. Anyway, I'll have to go and get a bit of custard. I have a bit of apple pie and go to heat it up and put a bit of custard on it. And watch the Galway play it again. Bash the bookies, over and out.